Okay.
There's no audio. No, there's no audio, guys.
Now audio is on. Now audio is on.
No,
Yeah, it's the delay
I
button.
hear no audio. Okay, no, I do hear it. Okay, great.
Okay.
Problem solved. Yay! Only took us 42 minutes.
Guys, we're sorry. We really tried our best, but
Yeah,
there
we
was.
encountered one hell of a problem with the stream. Great. Okay, so the show must go on.
The show must go on. We're a bit late, but we're still here. We're still gonna be streaming for at least 1 hour. We won't leave you without anything, like. Alright, let's
Okay,
open.
yeah, yeah, and let's go. Let's do a little bit of presentation first. You know,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure people know us already
Yeah.
from
It's just that we did it
the
before.
behind the scenes video. Yeah.
Well, I'm Giovanni Colucci. I'm the sound designer for Venice 2089. And with me here, it's Giacomo Checchin. One
Hi,
of
I am the narrative designer and community manager for Venice 2089, and today I am going to accompany, as always, my good friend here, Giovanni, and just making sure that the stream actually stays on this time.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll just be doing a playthrough of our game, and you guys are welcome to watch along, talk in chat. If you guys have any questions, we're always ready to
Okay,
answer them. So
can you lower my audio a little bit because I'm hearing myself in the chat just to see we are still on. My audio is very high,
okay,
so just lower my volume a little bit.
that should be fine now.
Yeah, waiting for the feedback. Meanwhile, I think we can start.
Yeah.
So yeah, we actually had a whole bit written before when we were going to talk about the process of creating the game's music. And I think, although we already said it in an empty stream, I think we can say it again. You know, so very briefly, Giovanni, can you describe a little bit the process of creating the Venice 2089 soundtrack from the moment you joined here at Safe Play Studio?
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I was fixing because the stream was showing Discord.
Oh,
There wouldn't be that much of a gameplay stream. All right, we're really full good now.
yeah.
Well, when the team contacted me at the end of last year, they were using some temporary music that they found on the web, and of course they wanted to have their own original music for the game, and that's where I came in. So we started talking about what kind of feeling we want for the game, um, how how do we want anything to sound, and we ended up with wanting something relaxing, something that gives a feeling of exploration. We after all, it is a casual game. We don't want to put anybody in a hurry, so we ended up with this kind of chill vibes, almost vaporwave like, I'd say.
Yeah, I think chill is the right word, you know. I can clearly see, and also because I already know, that you know one thing that was kind of a reference, especially in the times you know of last year's 2020 and everything that happened in between, were the videos of you know those live stream videos where people would put copyright free music. Especially chill hop, something along those lines. You know, the famous bits to study or relax to. I can pretty much hear them sometimes in the game. And then we get something that is kind of different, which is Grandpa Radio. That is something you personally composed. Why don't you talk a little bit about it?
Well, a grandpa, of course, being the age that he is, doesn't listen to the same music that Nova does. Um, So in his youth, he would listen to these very small indie groups. At least that's what I imagine. And so he has still the same vibes of a granddaughter, um, but it's something that sounds way back from the past. It's something that we could even find now. Um, so yeah, while Nova likes something a little bit more electronic, Grandpa likes stuff that is more acoustic, where you have real instruments doing the music and not a computer.
Yeah, I think nostalgic will be the word I use,
Yes.
the adjective I use when trying to describe Grandpa's theme. And I know this may sound as a trick question, but I want to ask you, personally, what are your expectations for, maybe introducing more characters themes? For example, Leo, because Leo later in the story will be a considerable major part of the game, and of course, I believe he will need his own theme. Do you
Yeah.
have like any idea? Something on your mind, not even something that is already discussed with the designers or something like that. What's on your mind? What's your idea of Alia's theme?
Well, I think like Grandpa and Nova have their own themes that represent how they are. I think that Leo needs one as well. He definitely is. He probably has a bit of nostalgic, like Grandpa, because after all, he's still here in Venice. He never left. So he probably listens maybe to a mix. I'd say a mix of something that's like the old coming in with the new. Probably listens to like rap music, trap music, but like not the one that we listen to in these days, but the one that people
Yeah,
would
more
listen to
likely.
in
Yeah, more
in
likely
60 years
an
or so.
iteration of the future. Okay, Shah says, I stumbled upon this game yesterday and I really like the vibes. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. Yeah, vibes have a really big part on our game, especially as there are this system, this little mini game that you can utilize, to sort of enter in the mood, especially with our dynamic soundtrack that is a system that our Giovanni made. Do you have something to say about it? Because I think it's something very, very. Uh, it's something worth of notice, and so maybe people do not say that much. But the idea of having a soundtrack that actively changes based on the player's action is something that first of all, it's really cool because it adds a layer of interactability, or it even adds a little personal touch, because what you are going to do in the game will be converted into music, and that will become in in some words your music, because it will be a
Yeah,
representation of your actions. So yeah, I think I already pretty much said my part. So if you want to add
yeah.
something to it, you're welcome.
I like I like how you said it will be your music, because I kind of feel like that with the system that we have in place, it's more of we're providing options for the music, and the player with his actions creates the music that he wants to listen to. Because if the player wants just the very relaxed, uh, very chill exploring music, he will only pick up the blue vibes, and that will be the music that he listens to. If a player wants something more erratic, he would take the red vibes and so on. But yeah, the system is made so that we have three different vibes that you can pick up, and depending on the vibe, the music changes and uses that vibe for basically adds a layer to the base of the soundtrack, which you'll hear in a moment as soon as the overboard is out.
Yeah, understandable. So you also took care of the game sound design, and I think as more you'll play it right now in this run, the more we'll start to notice. But do you have like any fun tale to tell? Any fun behind the scenes, something regarding the creation of the sound design of various sound effects? Because I remember you said used a very specific method for recording
Yeah, the Foley.
the effects, the Foley method, which you know, I actually never thought it had a name in the first place. I thought it would just be people very creative and very reactive with their minds and their ears. So, do you have something to say about it? You know, how you started creating the sound effects or something funny that happened during recording? Anything, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, when I'm recording sounds, I kind of have an idea of what I want to achieve, but I'm not sure of how I could do it. So I just start picking up the first item that's next to me, and I just, I don't know, squish it, I just throw it around, just hearing how it sounds on the recording. Like, when in the video that we showed yesterday and left on loop for 20 hours or so, I talked about a vase being pulled that ended up being a wallet. Because when I first started, okay, I need to make a vase, I first thought, let's just take a vase and just scratch it along a cement-like surface, and that will be the sound of it. But it turns out that when you record something, you have this idea of how it should sound, and it's different from what it sounds in the real world. So a lot of sounds are very unexpected things, maybe, that just make the sound perfect for the game, but are not the true sound of the thing. It's like trying to find the idea of a sound that people have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just noticed a big buffer in stream. I hope this is normal.
Should be. I might lower a little bit the video because unfortunately the PC I'm streaming from.
Okay, so the stream just I see the stream, you know, I see the Steam icon of the little loading thing.
Oh, that's weird. I still see it.
And no, I think we are not rid of a curse as of yet.
We're not?
Okay. Doesn't look like it because I don't know your end, but I think.
Oh no, it's working. On my end,
Is
it's
it?
working. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, then.
No more technical difficulties. We will not.
Okay.
Please.
Nice. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I just needed to open a new tab. Okay. It's all right. Okay. Sorry for if I am fear mongering. We had a really rough night.
Yeah, we're very scared of technical difficulties at this point. So.
Yeah, especially today. So we are going to take things rather calmly. So yeah, back to what we were saying. Okay, so you. Okay, I'm just going to take a weird turn here. What software do you use? I would also ask for hardware, like, you know, I'm pretty sure that being the creator of various sound effects, you must have you know, a pretty powerful microphone or something like that. So yeah, tell us your specs.
Yeah, okay. For recording audio, I use a Rode NT2 microphone, which is a good all-around microphone, works for all purposes. And as my DAW, I use Reaper, which because it works, it does the job, it's simple enough, and I don't know, it kinda fits my style. That really depends, changes. Everybody uses whatever though they prefer. They don't really have that much different between each other. They still do the same thing.
Okay,
But,
and yeah, you talk about hardware. What about software? You know, I know you use Fmod for the implementation in the game's project, in the game already. Do you use like any post-production, something to spice up the recording?
Oh yeah. Well, when I'm recording sounds on Reaper, I usually tend to use filters that have reverb that distort the sound a little bit. I've used quite a bit of Fab Filter, which is a very common one. Works very well. It has a lot of options, and it kind of helps with when you're recording. When we talk in real life or we do any sound in real life, there's always some reverb in whatever we're doing. So like most of the times that I do a recording, I need to add that reverb to make the sound feel real. Otherwise it feels disconnected. It feels like it's not something real. It feels a computer sound. So yeah. I'd say Fab Filter is definitely the one I use the most for post-producing on the sounds before implementing them on the build with Fmod.
And that sounds like a lot of work and a lot of going back and listen to your own tracks and just find the tiny little tune that just isn't right or just isn't cutting it, and then try to compose it in another way. Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I've done a single thing in one take or even 5. Everything needs.
Well, I think that's good. It's quality control, you know. You tend to have some supreme quality recording, so we thank you for that.
It's my job, so I just need to make sure I do it as best as I can.
So what about the ambience track? Because when you're not on the overboard and you're not dealing with the vibes and trying to get the trade you want, there's a very nostalgic, almost how could I say, almost eerie track in the game. Is there something in particular you want to tell about it, or is it just the very chill, the very eerie track that just needed to be put in place, as something to not have complete total silence?
Yeah, it's because the idea of having some music even when Nova didn't have headphones on, it's once Nova puts her headphones on, we'll listen to what Nova listens to. While when she has her headphones off, Nova is listening to what Venice is. So when she's not on the overboard, the soundtrack, it's not reflecting Nova, but it needs to reflect Venice. And that's why it has this eerie sound to it, because it makes you think of a lost city, of and that was the idea behind it. Have it make you feel that you are in Venice and you're listening to the music of Venice in 60 years in our case.
Yeah, that's very poetic. Even though, because back when we could actually travel, I am fairly sure that Venice had a totally different sound than this. I think this eerie tune kind of reflects the state of the state of abandonedness that it lies in, because there aren't many people around. There aren't the crowds that we are accustomed to, especially us who are close relatively to the Venetian area. We have something from Shah. By the way, you have no idea how much I laughed when I saw the 15+18 graffiti on one of the walls. I wasn't expecting that at all. My friend, I'm fairly sure, I'm 99% convinced that you are Italian.
Yeah.
And in that case, buonasera a te. Yeah, the 15+18 graffiti is one popular Italian joke that, without going into spoilers, it revolves screaming and what's it called? Does it have a name in English? I don't think it has a translation. Well, about a card game that is very popular in Italy.
I think it doesn't have a literal translation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure it doesn't have popularity outside Italy itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was right. Shai is Italian. Ciao bello.
Well, there we go, yeah. About to witness the best dialogue in Venice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could you tell us maybe, Giacomo, like how this character of the bird lady came to life? Or even why is she here?
Well, the character, the concept itself of a very cryptic character started around literally in the first days of pre-production. Back when, first of all, we were still at school, and Venice 29 was still a school project. And when our game director, Francesco, was presenting the concept of Venice 2089, who at the time also had a different name. In the character stub, in the little slide that was presenting the characters, there was like at first was like a phantom of Venice, which was a total different direction that what we actually did after. But yeah, we liked the idea of having someone a little bit crazy, a little bit cryptic, she says something and then she says something completely different, but also kind of negates what she said before, but also to have a deeper meaning. And I think that also in the later stages of development, we also wanted pigeons and seagulls to have a major part or at least a bigger part in the world itself of Venice. And we kind of created Bird Lady, or Cecilia, that's her real name, to kind of be the well, I think the right word will be the avatar of Peach. She's one that somehow knows a truth or knows something that Nova doesn't. And even when she's speaking, Nova can't really comprehend what she's saying, because it's something that she doesn't, they don't fully understand, And through the quest, even her quest is cryptic, because it's something very simple, like a fetch quest, And in the end, you get this little stuffed doll of a pigeon or like a local bird made out of feathers that you just gathered. And that's something that, for example, in the demo or even in the first days, for the player it has little to no sense other than being just a trinket that you get for accomplishing a task. When actually it has a different meaning that the player will discover in the later days. So in the end, to reply to your question, we simply wanted the slight Lovecraftian feel or slight cryptid feel on a character of Venice, and I think the bird lady nails that perfectly.
Yeah.
Also, we have something else from Shah. I don't know if you have already said it before, but how did you come up with the idea behind this game? I told a little bit, just a tiny bit, and if our game director will be here, he'd probably respond better than I will do. Venice came out first as a school project, and our friend Francesco, who I will greet because I am 99% sure he's in chat right now, he came up with the idea of a explorative and narrative game set in a sort of post-apocalyptic Venice. Not really post-apocalyptic, because that I think would be too drastic. But after we talk about it with designers, we kind of all agreed on the idea of showing a futuristic version of Venice where climate change would cause very, very big problems on the city itself and on its inhabitants. Then there was a large period of detailing on exactly, okay, we had the basic idea, we have the general idea of what the game will be, or at least its setting, what will the actual game be. So what are we going to do? What genre is going to be? Who will take part in this game? And in months came the idea of having Nova, and there was also the first iteration of the plot, which was very was slightly different, to be honest, from the actual plot that there would be in the game. So yeah, it was a school project. Like most big things, they start out really small. Would you like, this is something a little bit, this is personal. Would you like, or do you imagine specific musical themes for each secondary character? Like not Nova, not Grandpa, not Leo, someone like Max. Would you like to see Max with its own theme, or what would you think Cecilia's theme will be, if you have an idea?
I think we could look into that. I think that could be.
Yeah, I know it's something really out of the blue. I take full responsibility for dropping a trick question like that. But
I'm not against the idea. I'm not against the idea. The only thing is that with characters like Max and Cecilia, they're on the outside. Once we introduce characters that you can only encounter inside of buildings, like Grandpa, then of course once you go into that building, you'll have that character's music. I'm not sure what we would do with the characters being outside, because we would have conflicting soundtracks. I don't know. We can definitely give it a shot and see what comes out, but
Because one thing I really like to do when defining a new character, or when I'm just writing some dialogues, some mock-up, or even mock-up dialogues, for example. What I really like to do is try to pin down the musical taste of the character. What would Rosetta listen if she were into music, which it doesn't really show that in the game, but if she was into music, what kind of music would she listen to?
Rosetta,
and I try to do that.
Easy.
I think that too. To be honest. And yeah, I try to do that for every single character. Some are easier than others. For example, Rosetta, and most likely also Cecilia. I think Cecilia will be something for like Gypsy Tango.
Yeah.
Like a very small orchestra, mainly with strings, something like that. I think that really tunes into her character.
Either that or something very disconnected, or something that almost doesn't sound right.
Yeah, almost. So yeah, of course, I wasn't trying to trick you into we are going to give you a task. You are going to create every single theme for every character in the game. No, don't worry. You can rest. You can rest easily. No, it's just the idea of trying to see what people will think of other characters, what they will describe, because even though, for example, we give a little bit of backstory and we try to define our characters as most as possible, I think it's good to have some how would you say? Oh, I think I forgot the word. So I think it's up for the players to kind of give him some characteristic, Oh really? I really did forget the word. Wow, I'm surprised of myself.
It's
okay.
The beauty of being live.
I'll return to later a little bit. I will return to it a little bit later when I will actually remember the word. So we got another thing from Shah. As a curiosity, did Paper Mario influence the art style, or is it just a coincidence? The combination between 3D and 3D objects really reminds me of it. Well, we acknowledge the existence of Paper Mario, and we know that its artistic style kind of reminds that of Venice 29, and in some way it also helped, when creating a system where it's 2D sprites mainly for characters and a full three-dimensional setting. And at first, even when we were developing the game in the later stages, before the Steam demo, for example, we had the idea at first to have only the characters as 2D sprites, because we would prefer that to have only 2D characters around in a full-fledged 3D Venice. But things change, ideas kind of shift, also due to technical issues and something like that. So we had to bend the knee a little bit, and in the end, we are very, very we are happy of what we came up with. So I think it's a 60% a coincidence shot, and a 40% of actual inspiration. Not a full-fledged reference, I'd say, because our artistic references are other titles such as Night in the Woods or Knights and Bikes. But it kind of did its part. Thank you, Sha. Grazie. Interpretation, that's the word. I just remembered. Some minutes ago I was talking about how, although we try to show some of the characters' backstory, something like that, I think it's good to have some free player interpretation of the character and some of their, even personality parts or traits. Finally, I remember the word. I'm happy now. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm kind of stealing the show. You should be the one talking, So I'm going to do another trick question for you now.
Okay, here we go.
Would you like, in a very, very future version of Venice, and this is something extremely wild, and I know that the other team members in chat will hate me for it, but would you like, and I know it's something that it's not really on your mentions, but would you like a voiceover for Venice 2089? Like if we gave characters actual voices.
Well, okay. That is a big one to ask.
You are completely free to hate me. It's totally understandable. I would hate myself too if I did that myself. It's something. It's something. Please go on.
I'm not sure. I think it's something that I would need to see for myself before being sure of what I wanted. I think if we wanted to do something like that, we'd need to try with, let's say, like 1 hour of gameplay, full voiceover, and then see how that goes and if that fits with the game. Because to me, since it's a game that is relaxing, it's a game of exploration, I don't know if I really wanted to hear voices. Like, I'm not against it, but I'm not convinced on it yet, at least. We would need to do some tests to realize what's best for the game.
Understandable. Okay, you are free to do one trick question for me now. I think it's only fair. Also, we have wait a second. We have a message from Katamari on stream that says that good Giovanni avoiding red vibes. Yeah, I noticed that you don't really like red vibes, do you? No.
I guess it's because red vibes are, at least in my mind, are the vibes that you pick up the least. Because since they're the more energetic vibes, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm starting to go very fast, and if I'm going very fast, then I'd be like, okay, I will pick up the red vibes. But if I'm just going around doing my quests and I just want to relax, I'd probably leave them there for the time being. Maybe pick them up another time.
Yeah, when you're really in a hurry and you need to get somewhere really fast.
Yeah, exactly.
I can
That's
see that.
when you pick them up. Or at least when I pick them up.
All vibes are valid. Yeah, Mari.
Yeah.
We saw you in the video. We know the truth. I don't know about this is something from Shot. I don't know about voice acting, but what about some lip lock sound effect when they are speaking, similar to Animal Crossing, Undertale, or something like that?
I think we all know Don't Starve. And I think they're one of the best games.
One thing is blip lock, another thing is a trumpet. Because the kind of voice acting, the kind of voiceover that there is in Don't Starve is having musical instruments, and that's something that's easily identified with, and also very, very cool and original. But I don't know, I don't think it would really fit that much into Venice.
Yeah, I never even proposed it. I thought of it right from the get-go, but I never proposed it to the team because I know it wouldn't fit, but I would still like to do it just to see it happen, That is more of a sound designer dream than something that's actually good for the
Yeah,
game.
I think we could, one day we'll do like a separate build, like an inside joke build that's full of memes regarding development, and we could also have this just because. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sounds cool. I think I'm convinced. I'm sold on this.
Yeah, I'm not too sure that there's. I know we're in the future, but are we really sure that bean ice cream is gonna be a big thing? Maybe we'll open our
I mean,
minds, but
I mean, have you ever tried bean ice cream?
that is a valid point. But
Exactly.
I think at this age we're not open-minded enough to try it already. I think it's still too early for bean ice cream. Oh, we'll see. Maybe Nova knows something that we don't, and in the future we'll have all this wild
Well,
ice cream.
considering how in the game she likes, pineapple pizza ice cream, and that's
Yeah.
something that uh, I know some people try to do similar stuff, like try to actually make a pizza ice cream, and I'm fairly sure that wouldn't end well. But who knows? Maybe in the future, with more additives than actual food, just like now, maybe a little better in the future. We hope.
Yeah, maybe things will be different. Maybe people will get bored on normal pizza and they'll always want to have pineapple on it. Who knows?
I think we are catering to the wrong country. I can hear the voices of millions of Italians angering up.
Oh, we all
Oh no,
joke about it. But it's
my chat just refreshed. I lost everything. Oh no.
oh,
No, it's. I think it's normal. It has happened before. It has happened with the R stream, and it has happened yesterday with the AMA. If pineapple pizza ice cream ever becomes a reality, I'll start a petition to make it illegal. Yeah, I expect most Italians to do such a thing.
we'll see. We'll see. There will be somebody that likes it. Okay, I think we can move on to the next day of the game. I think we've explored pretty much everything at this point. We don't want to do a 100% gameplay stream, otherwise nobody would have anything to try for themselves on the demo.
Well, I mean, there's a fair difference between seeing someone play a game and actually play it yourself, even though it's just a demo.
Yeah, yeah. But I feel like on the second day you really start getting one of the coolest mechanics of the game, so we'll definitely spend a little bit more time on that.
It's kind of a bummer. It's a very neat detail, but also it's kind of a bummer when you start to talk with Grandpa at the end of the first day. You find him playing his guitar, doing that very likable banger that is Grandpa Radio on guitar. But it's kind of a bummer that he stops when he starts to talk to you. Even though I think that's something that would happen in real life too. I don't think that if I would start talking with you, you'd nonchalantly continue to playing your tune, or you are or you are that good. I mean,
Yeah,
you may
I
be,
guess I kind of like this. I kind of it's one of the um, very few moments
because
where I
what
like silence in a game because it makes sense. You see something that's not moving
yeah,
would be weird for your gameplay.
it's just a very very no, I will not say emotional, but it really has something, this scene, because the setting, which is night time, you find grandpa sitting there with the light, the little light on the lamp on the left, and you find him there just playing his tune, which is a very calm, not so much catchy, but something that you would start to beat to in 10 seconds or so, in something very very chill. It really has a calming experience. And one thing I always do when I play the game is always like sit on the corner right before going up to bed, or sit at the other corner of the room, like straight through the door, and just listen Nova's grandfather play the guitar. Also, sometimes I actually take the soundtrack you composed for Grandpa Radio, and I just put it back on loop because it's that much of a banger. I really like it.
I'm glad you like it. A lot of the other people will like it as well. But yeah, I honestly I think this scene is gonna be even better on the finished product once we start implementing facial features for all the other characters. I think that will reinforce scenes like this one a lot. We make it
I
feel
really hope so. Yeah.
a lot easier once everybody has the expression of Nova, which of course he loves, as we all do here. And there he goes.
Ooh, you got the yellow trophy.
Yeah. Yellow trophy. They did pick up a lot of yellow vibes.
Yeah. If if Mario were here to see you, I think she'd be very displeased. It's not
Yeah.
a blue trophy.
Yeah, I know, I know. I don't think we ever said though how the trophies work. Like why could you maybe tell the stream why this trophy is yellow?
Well, the concept behind these memories, because at the end of the day, they are actually called memories. It's a physical manifestation of Mary's judging. Yeah, I can see that in the chat. It's a physical manifestation made out of scrapped glass of the color of most vibes that the player picked up during that day, and it's some sort. It's another thing of that semi-customizable, also very personal experience that the player encounters during their game in Venice 2029. So the fact that depending on the color they pick, not only does the actual soundtrack change, but it also changes the color of the memory they receive at the end. Oh, I think you're closing in on one of my favorite dialogue lines. Yeah,
Yeah,
you already did it.
yeah, I already did it.
I love that.
Yeah, and something that you notice while playing is that what the trophy that you get usually fits your playstyle. Like for example, when I think that pretty much all of us, when testing the game, we would just pick up all the vibes to do it as fast as possible because we have played almost too much of this. And I think at the end
Yeah.
of the day, we almost always got the red trophy because whenever you're in a hurry, you that's the
Yeah,
one
we'll
that you're
just
gonna pick
jump
out the most.
around, so
Yeah,
or you'll just
exactly.
skirt on a bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that once the system will actually be improved and fine-tuned in the finished product, I think player will have a lot of fun combining their soundtracks and picking the right color of eyes that they want
Yeah, absolutely.
with
Because
the added layer of interaction that I won't spoil, because that's something for the devlog that I would like you guys to remember, that every month, the 26th of every month, we release a devlog where we talk a little bit about what we've been up to during the 30 days prior the previous one. And in the previous two issues, we always talk like a little paragraph about vibes and we want to change it and make it more important, more significant, and also a little bit more appealing. And I won't spoil anything about this new system, but if you follow our devlogs, it'll be just fine.
yeah, we can say that mm, this is just the base of the game, and we are trying to improve it as much as we can. And with that goes the soundtrack as well. Of course, things are gonna evolve the longer we work on this project. Um, for example, even this music that we have in the demo that Grandpa listens to on the radio. After we released the demo, I kept working on it, and the finished version is now in the sport park of LudoNarraCon. So, if you wanna listen to it,
Which I
that's where you'll
suggest you
find it.
guys. Of course, it's entirely up to you, but I highly suggest it, guys, because not only do you get the Grandpa Radio soundtrack that our Giovanni here composed, you also get more soundtracks from other very good studios, very good developers. So you'll get a bunch of wallpapers, and you also get a free-knit game made by a group that is supported by LudoNarraCon, which is Cyrano. The concept looked really fun. I think I'll have fun playing it once the stream ends. Okay, just watch a tiny bit of lag on the stream, although I think it's on my end.
Yeah, I don't think so. Might be.
Okay, I think we are nearing at least my time, because I actually have another interview with another team member on a different channel. You'll be accompanied by our the field designer Marina, so I think you'll have plenty of fun talking about vibes and how they work in unison in Venice 2089.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Then I suppose whenever you need to go, we need to do the swap. Just
Yeah,
I'll
do
be
not
ready.
worry. I think we still have some time for the actual stream.
Okay.
We started we started fairly late, so I think we can still go like 10 minutes or so, just so people can actually ask something to Marina if they have something to ask.
Yeah. Because I do have one last question for you that's just gonna come up in 1 second. Then here
Okay.
it is.
Shoot, I'm ready for it.
Why a drone? What made you think that it would be cool to have a drone as a mechanic of the game?
I'm going. This hits really close because I'm not entirely sure that you know the backstory, but back in pre-production and in the first phases of production, Nova didn't have a drone. Nova had a yo-yo, and we actually fought for this yo-yo to have different functions and combinations. I remember we tested something about grappling. It never went into full production. I'm going to say this. It was just a fun test to do, and actual something to see if it was factual to do and possible to make. So I have to go. Ciao ragazzi, è stato un piacere. Ciao a te, Sha. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for the questions, and thank you for playing our game because I suppose you played the demo. I hope you really like it. So back to what I was saying. At the start of the project, Nova had a yo-yo, and this yo-yo basically had to do all the functions of the drone, like picking up fire objects and stuff like that. But when we actually started doing technical tests about the possibility of a player to, for example, grab something that is up, for example, up on our roof, for to say, they had to be in a specific position because otherwise the game or the engine wouldn't register their position as correct, so they wouldn't get the item. It was very, very difficult to actually get stuff this way. So I remember that this was still when the game was a school project, and remember saying we were brainstorming about a different function or giving the yo-yo a different playstyle. And in the end, we decided to actually scrap the yo-yo and to do something completely different, which in the end was the Otama drone.
Yeah.
Also, finish, please. Do finish.
Yeah, and I think that was a good plan. I think that one is a really cool mechanic, and it's quite unique to this game.
In the end, it worked very well for us. The drone has this unique identity that doesn't surpass that of Nova's, but also retains, this protagonist helper status. He kind of has this vibe, this identity, and I think people really enjoy, do stuff like honking or hacking into the billboard. So I think that's one of my favorite quests in the game as of now. So I think that meanwhile we were talking, our friend Marina just joined.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, Marina.
Hi.
I heard you talking about the drone, and I have a fun backstory if you want.
Great. I think it will be wonderful for you to explain. Meanwhile, I think it's time for me to say goodbye. We guys will see you. I will see you tomorrow with the Q&A and all the later stuff. Giovanni and Marina will tell you. So it was fun. It was kind of nervous at first because all the technical problems that surfaced, but in the end, it came out as a really good stream.
Yep.
So
and we still have a bit of time left. So
yeah, we do. Don't worry.
Okay,
so
see
you guys.
Thank you.
Time,
Thank you. See you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Giacomo.
for substituting me, Marina. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay. See you guys.
See you, Giacomo.
Bye. Basically, we have many people streaming our game this time, so we're kind of overlapping schedules, but it's okay because we managed to took turns. So about the drone, as you were asking, there's a high BNC. So there was no original plan for a drone. It kind of was a decision from the artists. This time, they came up one day with this plan where they pitched it to us. They said they wanted this drone. So they had made their own plans, their own studies, and when those studies arrived, we couldn't say no because it was so interesting. It was a little lion at first, a lion drone kind of, and yeah, basically we started building mechanics upon this concept of little pet for Nova. We're about to meet to get the drone from Leo, so
Yeah, we just got it. We're just doing the quest to make it functional again, because after so many years of being left alone, it is in dire needs of some repairs.
And yeah, another fun thing that we had fun, but also some difficulties planning was the cameras, because as you see, the cameras are 2D, and yeah, we wanted to give a different affordance to the objects that can be interacted with by the drone. So yeah, they're 2D objects on 3D environments. So yeah, this was a challenge for both our technical team and our art team, but we're kind of satisfied. They actually work with a billboard system, so when you make a turn, you see a different sprite corresponding to the side you're viewing.
Yeah, and we saw how the camera change earlier. We saw how the camera changes once you go to the drone, how it tries to follow the drone pretty much to the furthest that it can go from Nova. So there has had to be some camera work there as well, for sure.
Yeah, working with 2D layers sometimes is kind of a pain because you have to sort all layers on top of each other. But yeah, we have a big document with the layers of everything, so they don't overlap each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, this tutorial is we love this tutorial, and we put a lot of care in this tutorial because you're doing yeah, you're basically learning how to use the drone, but also there's you're starting to know Leo and what he does, and you start to get doubtful about his actions, like he tells you to hack drones to get materials from the cameras, so you're starting to question, is this right? And you kind of have no choice. It's like peer pressure. But yeah, Nova isn't very sure at first, but then
Yeah, since we have him here on the screen, what's the deal with Leo? Because he seems like he is, if he wants something from Venice, he takes it. He just broke a camera, now asks her to break something else. But he hasn't left. Why is that? Is there a reason?
Leo is kind of a rebel because the backstory of Venice 2089, which we'll explain more in depth in the full game, is related to the destruction of the city and the fact that corporations are gradually taking away important parts of the city and monuments to save them, but also taking away what's precious, and he kind of wants to rebel against power, but he does this in a kind of vandalism.
Let's say he has good intentions but not good manners.
Yeah. As for intention, he wants the same as Grandpa wants for his city to be good again.
To go back to its
his
prior
methods
glory.
are more violent and disruptive.
Yeah, that might have something to do with him being a lot younger than Grandpa.
Yeah, basically, Leo could be a younger Grandpa, not yet.
He needs to find his own.
Not yet hurt by life. And we wanted Leo to be an artist because it was the fact that he does graffiti would leave kind of a mark in the environment, so we can see traces of him all around. He wants to make himself heard from the higher ups.
So it's not that he does it without a reason. He just has the right reason, but not the correct way of approaching it.
And in the demo we have the first 2 days of Nova's week in Venice, but in the following days, both Leo and Grandpa and their ways will have more. They will be developed a lot more, so you can comprehend both sides of these of their point of views. Also, on a something technical about our holograms, we made a custom shader for them, and we loved these little items because as of now they're some of the few elements that give you a future vibe, but they're not too invasive, or they're kind of the billboards you have now, but holographic. Or this is the. No, I don't know if I'm losing with the stream. Which trophy are you going for today, Giovanni?
I haven't really tried going for one or the other. I think I want to focus. Since I don't think we'll be here for more than an hour or so.
Yeah, we're about to go.
Yeah, kind of wanted to focus on showing the Venice once Acqua Alta comes in and you have this high tide that changes the whole shape of the city.
Yes, many people tell us the impact this has when they reach the second day. Like they didn't expect the environment to change so much so suddenly, but that's exactly what we were going for. The sudden change in in the environment. It's what actually happens to Venice. You hear sirens and yeah, there's high tide. I used to study in Venice at the Academy of Fine Arts, and yeah, some days when there's high water, some areas of the city are very hard to reach. The water bus routes are different. So yeah, it's we made this a lot more evident, of course, because the high water in our game is very higher than the actual floods. But yeah, it's already life changing for the people who live there. They have to barricade their houses and yeah, there are lots of safety measures. They changed the navigation as well, so here in the second day you can already see that some streets aren't you can't visit them.
There are places where you can't go and places that open up as we go further in the days.
Exactly, you need to learn new routes to make to learn different ways to navigate the environment.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, as someone asked us yesterday, the Nova's overboard doesn't travel on water, so
yeah.
we still have to rely on actual platforms to move around.
The hoverboards need something that is a little bit more stable than water under it in order to function.
Yeah.
It looks like that. We hear from the management that we have around 10 minutes left, so I think we'll just take a walk around the city,
Show some of the environment and
show some of the environment, and
yes,
and show
if there's someone who has questions, just ask us now, or we'll be back tomorrow with the Q&A.
Yeah. Even then, after once the stream is done, once we go offline on this, we'll loop it like we did on the previous days, and this will stay online for at least 20 hours. So don't worry if you weren't able to be here at the start. Once we're done, we're gonna go offline for a moment, and then we're gonna put the loop version back online, and it will just stay there. You can watch it as many times as you want.
On his PC that will start to burn from all the streaming days.
I'm sorry if I wasn't able to show the game and its max graphic settings or good FPS, but this poor PC has been online for 4 days straight. It's starting to ask for help.
Yeah, also sorry for the delay we had at the start, but as our game is listed as demo and not as Steam recognizes this as a demo, not the full game, so we had some problems with that at first. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it as well. And yeah, sorry I'm not as good as Giacomo, but he had to go to
don't worry, you're doing fine,
interview.
Marina.
maybe before we go, I can drop the links to the interview we're having. Let me ask link.
Of course, of course. We'll just be finishing the dialogue here, showing off very quickly something that you can do with the drone in the game, because it's not just picking up objects. You can do other stuff as well. It has a lot of functions, and then we'll just leave the credits on. And once the credits are done, we'll take a break from the stream and make a loop of it.
Yes.
And there we go. That's all the grandpa has to tell us for day 2. And here, before we conclude, I think it's important to show that the drone has a variety of functions, like scaring off seagulls. And finally
Yes,
letting
that's very
Noah get rid
important.
of these annoying birds that wake her up every time.
Yes, let's go.
No, looks like I got the yellow vibe again. I'm sorry, Mari. I really tried to get a little bit more of a blue one, but
It's okay.
I guess I'm a yellow guy.
That's my trophy.
And there we go. This is the end of the demo. Don't worry, more updates will come soon. This is just the start of the game. It's gonna improve a lot. We're gonna add a lot of new things. And if you guys have any questions, you can find us on the Fellow Traveler Discord, or you can find us here on Steam. We'll reply even
On our social media.
yeah, on
Just
our
reach
social
out and
media,
we'll-
yeah. And if you have any question, we have a Q&A form. I mean, if you could find it, maybe posted in chat.
Yes, I'll link it
Thank you.
afterwards.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow at the same time, without
Yes,
delays.
see you tomorrow.
Without delays, we promise. It's gonna be
Yes.
at 9 p.m. EST proper time. So thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream as much as we.
Also, I promised a meme if you reach 50 viewers at the same time, but it's not gonna happen apparently. So I'm
That's
sorry, Giovanni.
unfortunate.
We can share your meme.
That's unfortunate, but I'm glad that's the thing. Alright guys, thanks so much for coming. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 p.m.
Bye.
EST.
Bye-bye.
Bye!